Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Ron Mars. You are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest night,
No evil shall escape my sight.
but those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. Sometimes I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Cores. It is.
I am well. Hey, everyone.
And yes, kids, little to no Green Lantern this time because yes, we will be covering Brightest Day 15 through 18.
We do get some Star Sapphire action, so it's...
That's true. That's true, yes.
But yeah, it's... I don't know, man. I feel like we've maybe peaked on Brightest Day because it seems like it's... I don't know. I didn't enjoy these as much as I've enjoyed previous issues.
I think it's a kind of a thing where it's like, yeah, these guys have somewhat been resurrected, and it's like, okay, they're gonna get full life back or whatever they're gonna do at the end. So it's like, how do we fill in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're back to that after 15, which 15 has its own problems. But after 15, we were like, boom, jump, jump, jump. We're back to jumping, between things. And there's, I don't know. I guess we'll talk about it.
All right. I mean, we won't get a palate cleanser because next episode we will do more Green Lantern issues again, and then in 2 weeks we'll wrap this up. So
that's good. I mean, I had high hopes for this.
Yeah, me too. I couldn't remember it, so I couldn't. I was like,
I mean, and the art's great. It's just that the story just seems to be kind of meandering and just
the pace. Is it the pacing? Is it because the pacing is so off? Because it'll go like you said, it'll jump around, then all of a sudden we'll focus on something, get a nice steady flow, but then back to jumping again.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's just, I don't know, I think I do have a problem with the way it's being told, because I think it could have been told better. I mean, I don't have a problem with the basic plot, right? These people were resurrected for a reason, but I don't know. It's just not. It's not working. I don't think this works really as well as other things that
Yeah, I mean, do you feel too? Maybe it's because they're trying to because almost there's so many monthly books right now that have Brightest Day on the cover, whether they tie into this or not, and they're trying to hit some of those. Like we saw Firestorm in the Green Lantern Corps issue. That white net shows up. I think
the white net. White net.
when we saw Martian Manhunter with Green Arrow, I think he showed up in Green Arrow's book. I'm trying to remember, but is that also a problem for the pacing too? It's like, oh, we want a cameo in this book, in this book, in this book, and it's
maybe
trying to line all that up.
Well, I think maybe if that was lined up better. I mean, because you and I think we've both raved about how well executed Blackest Night was, and Brightest Day just seems a bit haphazard.
Yes.
And not just haphazard in the crossovers, but kind of haphazard in the telling. I mean, the structure of the 24 issues seems off. It just doesn't seem to work for me, at least. I mean, that maybe that's true, maybe that's not true. That's my opinion of it anyway. And we know that Johns is capable of tightly execute. I mean, he's written probably one of my favorite stories ever. In Rebirth is one of my favorite stories. He also wrote Sinestro Corps War. He wrote, Blackest Night. I mean, we know that he can do these things. I don't know, I just don't know why this didn't come together as well.
Is there too many cooks in the kitchen, maybe?
that might be it, and it might just be that it probably it might not have been as well planned as Blackest Night, because I think one of the really intelligent things that they did with Blackest Night was that you had Blackest Night, the series, you had the mini series, and there wasn't a lot of this. Oh, I mean, yeah, we got some in Action Comics, with Luthor having an orange ring, but for the most part, and Adventure Comics, but for the most part, it stayed really contained and really focused for those 8 months, right?
Yeah.
This thing is going on for a full year, and I think it's sprawled. It just kind of got. I
Yeah.
feel like it got. I think it got away from them. That's what I think.
I feel like Blackest Night was pretty much driving everything else when event was happening. Brightest Day seems like it's trying to catch up with everyone.
Kind of, yeah, I can see that. But
And
I mean,
again,
it's
and again, they didn't try to put the banner on everyone's books. It's like Superman, the Titans. They gave a mini series for Blackest Night instead of trying to invade their monthly books.
yeah, exactly. And it's this thing is. I would like to see, because structure. I'm a structure nerd. I'm all kinds of nerds, but structure's one of them.
Yes.
But I would. Part of me wants to kind of go back through and just kind of tally up pages between them and see how they're distributed across the issues, because I really think that the way it was done led to this kind of herky jerky, um, you know, movement of the plot. It doesn't seem as smooth. It's definitely not as smooth as Blackest Night
No.
at all. But I mean, and again, we're probably being a bit critical because this is following up one of the
Yeah,
biggest crossovers that DC's done,
yeah.
best executed, that starred Green Lantern,
Yeah.
and it was by the same writer. So I'm
I don't know if it's just everything we mentioned, but again, it's like Blackest Night seems so much bigger, but meanwhile, Brightest Day has so many more moving parts. Maybe that's the problem. It's like they
could
bit off
be.
more they can chew. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just so far. I mean, it's still kind of disappointing.
'Cause, I mean, Blackest Night was basically one story, you know,
Yeah,
zombies.
and
But
this,
it's like here's Aquaman's story, here's Martian Manhunter's story, here's Firestorm's story. It's like
and here's this story and this story. Here's the
not
Hawks,
not
and here
Dead Man.
yeah, not Dead Man, who's just he powers up the ring, because which what anyway, I guess we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, this really kind of does, it really does pale in comparison to Blackest Night, and I really think that if it would have been a bit more focused, instead
Yeah.
of this being this big year-long sprawling thing, if they would have reined it in. I mean, I feel like that there's a lot of stuff in here that could have been told much more economically, you know.
Yeah, or maybe just focus on not Dead Man and that white ring,
Hmm.
more. And again,
Yeah,
maybe Aquaman and the others could have got their own mini series, or do some kind of Justice League book, where anthology book where you followed these characters in
hmm.
their stories.
Because yeah, I mean, it really just, the flow of it
Yeah.
is off. But again, we are comparing this to something that
Oh yeah.
so well done. So I mean, we're probably being a little bit more critical than it deserves, just because it is following on the heels
Yeah.
of something that was so good.
But like we said, I think probably for what for around that era. I mean, again, it's like Blackest Night. I mean, that's one of the best ones they did. Along with Rebirth. Green Lantern
Yeah.
Rebirth, and
Hmm.
so yeah. So all these masterpieces. So that's the thing. It's like eventually it was going to have to.
Yeah, and I think maybe, I don't know if they just bit off more than they could chew, or it grew, the story grew to fill the allotted number of issues when maybe it didn't necessarily need that many issues to tell.
Mhm.
It's, I mean, and it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. It's just it's not as good as I expected it to be.
Mm.
And some of that's probably on me because my expectations, but still, I think that there are some structural issues and in the way the story's told that could have made that if they were fixed, it could have made it better.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. So should we dive in?
That's that. Haha. We're talking. No, that's Aquaman is 16, right?
All right. Brightest Day, number 15 from February 2011. Whatever happened to the Manhunter from Mars? Writer Jeff Johns and Peter Tomasi. Pencilers Patrick Gleason and Scott Clark. Inkers David Beatty, Mick Gray, Tom Guyon, Mark Irwin, Rebecca Bachman, Keith Champagne, Sandra Hope, Patrick Gleason. There's your 8 inkers.
Wow.
Yes. One, 2, and only 3 colorists: Brian Busoletto, Peter Steigerwald, and Aspen Studios. Letterer Rob Clark Jr. and editors Eddie Berganza, Rex Ogle, and Adam Schlauman. So maybe that's the problem too, because this passed through many hands. Yes, 8 inkers.
8 inkers, and they did a really
they did a good job. But for a regular size issue, you had 8 inkers.
8 inkers. Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
Here, you take 2 pages. You take 2 pages.
Yeah. Oh, hey, we're gonna have 24 inkers. Each get a page. Go.
All right. So we kind of see. It looks like the future, I guess, because they're celebrating on Mars. What is this? 25 years of like.
Yeah, 25 years into the future.
Yeah.
Now, so I do have to take a step back here because whatever happened to the Manhunter from Mars. So that's obviously whatever happened to the
Man of Tomorrow or whatever.
Exactly, the Alan Moore story from that ended the Silver Age, Superman run. But that wasn't quote unquote an imaginary story. This, spoilers, this all happens in his mind. It's more akin to the, for the man who has everything.
Yes.
With Mongol and the Black Mercy. But I mean, it just it's somewhat nonsensical, at least in my mind. The Justice League dies, but he's the one that kills him, but he's the one investigating, and then
he's a Green Lantern now.
Yeah, it's
I guess technically we get a Green Lantern, but yeah.
But technically not.
But then, he's married. He's married again. They have a dog.
They have a dog. Yeah, a dog on Mars.
Not a Martian dog. Yes, looks like an Earth dog.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the Justice League starts getting killed in gruesome ways. Flash gets decapitated.
Yeah. Old man.
Look, they cut off Hal Jordan's hand. Karma.
Yeah. Exactly. And who died first, Phil? Who died first?
Oh, yes, that's right. Oh, don't break his heart. Yes, who died first?
Batman. My favorite character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one just kind of plays out really weird.
Yeah, because again, it's that evil female Martian. Yeah.
Decay. Yeah.
Yeah. Who's basically in his head. Because when he lines up the dead bodies, they all make like the Martian. Was it the Martian symbol for love and hate?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looks like. Mars is kind of burning. Yeah, and it gets to that decay. Yes.
And then we get that last page, which I mean, the art looks great on this.
Oh yeah.
That many inkers, they worked really, really well together.
Yes.
To, keep a consistent flow throughout the book. But yeah, the art's great on this. It's just that, we just burned a whole issue on him figuring out that we're in his mind. Right?
Yes,
I mean,
they kind of
again,
yeah.
so the end of, if I remember, oh, actually, I'm not even going to remember. I'm
Well,
just
yeah,
gonna
I mean
go back here and look.
most of it is him in the hallucination, and then it's he gets the K by the throat, but yeah, then the last 2 pages is just at the Justice League Watchtower. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of last issue, we had Boston, sorry, not Dead Man, and Dawn, or yeah, Dove
Mhm.
kissing, and Batman, hey, we need to talk about Maxwell Lord. And then we jump into this. I mean, it's, I think maybe that's part of the problem. Some of these things just seem so disconnected.
Mhm.
It's kind of like we're getting jerked here, we're getting jerked there, and maybe it makes sense at the end, but I think it has to make sense in each of the individual, you know, comic slices that we
Yeah.
get. Those have to work on their own as well as a big 24 issue series, right? And I
Yeah.
don't think these necessarily work on their own.
And I guess the problem is there's too many like main characters in this book.
Hmm.
It's like it's not like they're even a team
Yeah. And why are
or even
why?
interacting with each other. So again, you
Yeah.
have to have all of these far off plot points that have nothing to
Hmm.
do with each other.
Yep. But I mean, it's, again, the art was great. It's just, hey, we had a whole issue of John Jones killing the Justice League and then figuring out that Decay was, making him believe
Mhm.
Mars was back.
So did she dig up those dead Martians?
I don't know. I noticed that there, like, oh, that's kind of weird.
'Cause didn't he
I,
make a comment about
he buried them all. He
he
buried them
buried
all.
every Martian back in the
Yeah.
originally, yeah. But
Mm.
at the end, I do like that we did the Justice League and Justice Society issues because now it's a little more linked in with these last 2 pages when we see Kong Gorilla and Starman playing chess.
Yep.
And then of course, yes, the last page we get the Will's favorite plot point of this whole thing as Firestorm shows up. I'm about to destroy the universe.
Well, how about you just don't? Sorry.
Uh,
Yeah. And then, but hey, and that is a beautiful splash too.
oh
You know,
yeah, that art, the
great.
coloring,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then the next issue, hey, we're just gonna, we're gonna go to Aquaman.
Yes. Well, again, and the whole thing with Aquaman and Aqualad is like we're introducing a new character too. So
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
only we're telling these multiple stories, we're going to introduce a new character too.
Exactly.
So I don't know if that's just another thing. It's like, hey, kids, you should be reading this series because we're going to introduce a whole new character for you.
Yeah. And then we flip back over to Firestorm and then to Deathstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Deathstorm. I mean, who tries to make his dad kill himself, but then is just like torturing him. I mean,
I know I know that was.
that's pretty messed up.
Mhm.
And he has the White Lantern. Okay, back to Aquaman.
All right. Here. I'll do the credits for 16 real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're talking about it already.
Yeah, Brightest Day number 16, February 2011. Short Fuse. Jeff Johns, Peter Tomasi writing again. Pencilers, Ivan Reyes, Scott Clark, and Joe Prado. So 3 pencilers this time. Only 2 inkers. How did they do it? David Beatty and Eau Claire Albert. 3 colorists. 2 colorists. Aspen Studios and Peter Steigerwald. Rob Clark Jr. is back. And Eddie Berganza and Adam Schlauman, editor. So, yes, only 2 inkers. How did they get this done?
Who knows? We do have a little bit more. We're only focusing on 2 stories right here,
Yes.
which is Firestorm and Aquaman. But we jump back at really weird points between both of those stories.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's almost just like they're just like, oh, just fit the pages in anywhere, kind of.
Yeah, almost. And hey, Aquaman is like, I'm sorry you got to do this. Oh, they came for me when I was 13. Blah blah blah. Okay. He
Yeah.
refused. He refused the call. Now he's accepting the call. Sorry, the hero's journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to Firestorm, and then they bicker, and then they destroy the universe.
Yeah.
The end.
Well, they're getting examined by Dr. Midnight and Mr. Terrific, yeah. And then, like you were saying, the whole Death Storm thing, yeah, he's got Professor Stein and Jason's dad locked up in him.
Yep.
The way to stop me is for you to, the host to kill himself. So, yeah, he gives Jason's dad a gun. And it's like,
Click.
yeah. It's like, oh, wait, I didn't make bullets. Yeah, basically just torturing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, yeah, Aquaman helping Aqualad unlock his powers, kind of. Like you said, he tells him his, where he comes from, what his purpose is. He's like, I don't want to.
Yeah. And then they fight, and then they don't.
Yeah, they go through the whole, we're the same. They came from me when I was 13.
And then once he takes he puts on the armor, gets the weapons, and they're like good to go.
Yes.
Gets back to Firestorm, and he blows up the universe.
Yeah, Ronnie and Jason argue, of course, and they've been warned about this for how many times, and yes, then it looks like they explode and destroy. Just them in blackness. I think we just destroyed the universe. I mean, the art on that is, I love the art on that, when Firestorm's going,
Oh yeah.
Pardon the pun,
Oh yeah.
nuclear.
Yeah. I mean, it's and the cover to the next issue, number 17, the Gary Frank cover of Firestorm is really nice.
Oh,
It's
yeah. I love that cover.
Yeah, the art has been, I think, really been good on the series overall. It's just, I think it's that uneven plotting, for lack of a better word. It's just the pieces don't seem to fit really well.
I wonder too if that was another thing. They were just like, "Oh, this art better be good," for the way this story jumps around. Yeah, I love that Firestorm cover. Even like the other covers, the Aquaman.
Yeah,
also very good. Yeah. All right. You want me to do this? Do the credits for 17?
You bet, man. You bet.
Man, we're flying through this. All right. Brightest Day number 17 from March 2011. Homecoming. Again, Jeff Johns, Peter Tomasi, pencilers, Ivan Reyes, Adrian Saif, Scott Clark, and Joe Prado. So 4 pencilers this time. Ivan Reyes, Adrian Saif, Scott Clark, and Joe Prado. Inkers. So yes, all 4 pencilers are also the inkers. Colorist, Aspen Studios, Nathan Eyring, and Beth Sotelo. So 3 colorists. Rob Clark Jr. and editors Eddie Berganza and Adam Schlauman. All right, so 4 pencilers who also doubles inkers, and then 3 colorists. Yeah. All right. All right.
We start with Firestorm.
Some say the universe will end in fire.
Some say in ice. Yeah, it's a good little poem. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. The double page splash is really beautiful, but that should be like a really, really important thing. And he's just blowing off some shadow demons.
Yeah, because the darkness, yes, the universe hasn't, and then yes, he basically just like got thrown in the cord. Remember, we talked about this last time. We said, "How does Firestorm get the cord?" Here we are. Yeah,
I mean that just seems kind of a waste of, if you're gonna do that, do a splash page, right? But burning 2 pages of him just making some shadow demons run away.
Yeah,
seems a little excessive. I don't know. It just doesn't. I think it's emblematic of kind of the way this series has developed as we've read through it.
Or if you need, if you're going to do 2-page like that, have it be something bigger, like he materialized in front of the anti-monitor or something.
Yeah, I make it big.
So they materialized in this pack of shadow demons, and they basically blow them away. they're like, oh wait, there's the planet Cord, one of the only. Yeah, so they head for the planet, which I thought maybe we'd at least get like some kind of scene from that last Green Lantern Corps issue we covered last week, but
Nope.
no.
Yeah, there's not even a hey, check out Green Lantern Corps number.
I know. Maybe they're like, oh, that book doesn't need help on the, because remember, didn't the Green Lantern Corps issue say, oh, check out Brightest Day?
Yeah.
So I think we see who needs help here. Oh, and then we get back to Not Dead Man and Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
No. Mm.
Okay.
You're talking about what? Oh, I was just
go ahead.
no talking about he's looking up any living relatives and he finds out his grandfather's still alive. And
Yeah. But I mean, we get what, 2 pages of Not Dead Man and Dove, and then boom, we're off to Zamaron.
yep,
Here we go.
we're back to the Hawks. Yes, and
Which we left at this cliffhanger. What? 3 issues ago? 2.5 issues ago?
well, again, what is this 17? I mean, obviously we didn't do anything with it in 15 and 16, so it's been
There
at
you
least
go.
3 issues. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Hawkgirl's mother is still attacking, and we got Carol riding the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Love is also lethal.
I mean, and that's a great splash page of Carol, with the Predator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like his splash page and like the 3 little
Yeah.
panels on
Yes. Yep. Fighting the Manhawks. And boom. Back to Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Not the city. Not Dead Man, sorry.
Yes, he goes to visit his grandfather. Yes, that basically tells him he's alive.
Yeah, this is really just kind of a staccato almost of scene. 1 or 2 pages, boom, different. I mean, it's just a back and forth. It's kind of like a ping pong ball. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't feel like it really works real well. I mean, I think it can work,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it works well in this book.
No, like it's because each scene has its own different pace. So again, it's the momentum kind of stops and starts. It's like this dead man scene with his grandfather is fine, but it's really it's a nice, slow, quiet scene, and then we're jumping back to Zamaron, and everything's hitting the fan.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get another giant 2-page spread where they're hero shot. Hey, they're running after somebody.
With the Hawks and Carol, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know, the buildup of her mother. Hey, the Predator takes her over. Boom, and then we've got to cut back to Boston Brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Riding a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, the Predator just decides to like bond with Hawkgirl's mother. It's just basically like, oh, you love his power. Let's see if you can wield it. But because Boston's grandfather said he couldn't, he hasn't been able to ride a motorcycle in such a long time because he used to be a stunt rider, and he's like, no, you still can, because he gets him in a sidecar. He uses the white ring to create a giant ramp to jump off, and while they do that, the power levels on that white ring start going up.
Yep. Which, okay, I'm a little confused, honestly. The ring works.
Yeah. Yeah, because
now
it's power level 1%, 2%. Yeah. But it's been working this whole time.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. Perhaps that will become clear later.
Yeah,
it didn't become clear in 18, but maybe later.
Maybe
I still have hope.
Maybe he was all bummed and depressed and talking to Batman. Maybe it went down, but now it's going back up.
It's possible. It's very possible.
Speaking of it going down around Batman, oh, hello, Ray.
Batman, my favorite character. Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
And that gets us up to 18, But yeah, I feel like that there are so many splashes and double page splashes in this issue just the amount of story that we get it's not a lot, you know? I
Mm.
mean, it's not a lot happens.
All right, can I give you a Sophie's choice here? All
Okay.
right. If you had to redo either one and we had to go through them issue by issue with a big in-depth review, would you rather do Brightest Day again, or would you rather do the 90s Guy Gardner series?
Hmm. You know, I think I'm probably going to surprise you, but I feel like the Guy Gardner series, as goofy and weird as it was structured a lot better and written mostly, you know, the early issues were written by someone we're not going to talk about,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yes, yeah, yeah.
the later issues, you know, were often kind of fun at least, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if they were absolutely absurd, they are still kind of
Yeah,
fun. Yeah.
exactly.
No, that answer doesn't surprise me. That's probably the way I'd answer too. No.
Yeah, yeah. This is interesting, but it just doesn't.
There's no focus.
There's no. It has not come together yet, and it's I think it's a bit
Yeah.
frustrating too because we're, you know,
Like
so
is not Dead Man supposed to be the main character? Because I'm not getting that.
well, and you know, so little happened in this because you know they had two double page splashes, they had a 3 or 4 single page splashes. I mean, you know, the economy of the story. I mean, it seems a little bloated, right? It
Yeah.
needs to be more focused.
I'm trying to remember if this was ever said back then or not, but I wonder if they were just throwing all these characters in here saying, "Oh, well, let's see if they all write in and, demand a mini series or an ongoing for any of these characters."
I don't know, maybe. I mean,
Like a showcase of like, okay, is someone going to get a new book? Which one of these do you want to get a new book?
I feel like, and don't get me wrong, you know, you and I are both continuity nerds too,
Yeah.
so you know, I feel like this was a way to get some characters back that were kind of um, short-sightedly killed off, and
Yeah.
do it in a perhaps more interesting way.
I almost feel like even like Martian Manhunter was killed because they were like, "Oh, well, Blackest Night and Brightest Day's coming. We can bring him back in a year or so." But yeah.
Yeah, you know, and part of me is disappointed because you know, two of the characters. First off, Identity Crisis. Yes. Two of the characters that I would two of the characters that I would really like to see come back are Sue Dibney
Yes.
and the Elongated Man.
Yes.
And
Talk about
but
fun. Yeah.
that didn't happen, unfortunately. So, and you know, the 12 that have come back, right? When was the last time this book checked in on the Black Adam?
Oh, I mean, we only did. Yeah, yeah. We only checked on him like what, once,
Yeah.
twice?
You know, Jade didn't even get her story in this series. If she did,
No.
that was a crossover in another book.
Great. Yeah. Justice League, Justice Society. Yeah.
Um, you know, you know, I don't remember the last time we saw the Flash talking to Captain Boomerang. I can't even remember when, what issue that was way back there, though, I thought.
Yeah. 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 Like,
So,
that's what I'm saying. I think they had a definitive list of characters. They're like, use these characters, and hopefully, fan demand will point to the direction who should get a book, their own book.
maybe. I mean, I don't know. It just. I hope it's going to come together. I'm going to be positive. It's going to come together, Phil. It's going to come together.
I know. And again, instead of trying to do them all in one miniseries, maybe they should have done people in their own miniseries.
Yeah, maybe done. I mean, I know they wanted an event, and you know, this banner is on so many
What
books.
Brightest Day on top of all of them?
Yeah.
Aquaman, Brightest Day, Martian Manhunter, Brightest Day, Firestorm, Brightest Day, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Brightest Day.
Not Dead Man.
Yes.
But yeah, I think this issue is particularly. I mean, how many basically splash pages do we have? You know, there's 1, 2. There's a double page splash. There's another double page splash with some artwork on the side. And then another double page. I mean, a good third of this book might be splash pages, right? And that's one panel, right? I mean, you can't.
Killing time.
Exactly. I mean, see that's gonna stretch this thing out as far as the plot. It's gonna make it fast to read because this was a really fast read.
Oh yeah.
Really fast read. So I guess it's that tension because hey, this was a super fast read, but not really much happened to move things along.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. I think that's really kind of where my
We never really got a resolution on anything in this issue.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing that moved forward was, oh hey, now Firestorm's, you know, in the antimatter universe.
Well, and he looked really cool, you know, scaring some shadow demons away. I mean, that is a really cool double page splash. Don't get me wrong, but seems kind of wasted.
I mean, the only thing that kind of seemed complete is like, oh hey, Boston went and reunited with his grandfather. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Again, if he's supposed to be the main focus of this series, he's really getting shortchanged.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Again, he should have had his own miniseries.
All right, man.
All right.
Number 18.
Yes. Will's like, get me out of here. All right. Brightest.
Hey, a great cover for number 18.
Yes, the Hawks. Yeah.
Hawks. Mm-hmm.
Brightest Day number 18 from March 2011. Easy come, easy go. Just like your money on this series, kids. Yeah, again, writer Jeff Johns and Peter Tomasi, penciler Ivan Reyes, Adrian Saif, Scott Clark, and Joe Prado. Yeah, so the 4 are back penciling. 2 inkers, Vincent Cifuentes and David Beatty. Colorists, Aspen Studios, Peter Steigerwald and Beth Sotelo. So only 3 colorists. Letterer Rob Clark again, and Eddie Berganza and Adam Schlommen are back. All right. All right, so yeah, get that. Like you said, that Cole Hawk cover. Hold on, scrolling back in the app here. Oh, the other cover was the Martian Manhunter one.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cover too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's something I think we can say about every issue of this series. You know, through 18, the art has been spectacular. I mean, it's just been a really great looking series.
Mm-hmm.
That's none of our problems with the series come from the art. I don't think.
No. Yeah, no, all great. Again, from the penciling, the inking, the colors. Oh, the colors are great on this thing. Oh yeah, well here, Captain Boomerang on the first page. Captain Cold punching him out, you know.
Yeah.
He's basically telling Cold, yeah, the White Lantern told me to throw a boomerang at Dove. I just don't know what the bloody hell for. That weird Australian accent.
What the heck?
Thank you.
Out of the pouch. Boing.
Then we see Dove talking to Not Dead Man.
Mm-hmm.
Who
is this Lorena? Aquagirl? I mean, apparently later in this issue. Has she appeared before or in the Titans?
I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure who that is.
Hang on a second. I will see what I can find.
And then we get that panel of Deathstorm holding up that lantern. The White Lantern is yours, big dude.
Yeah, I don't know who he talks like. I mean, what?
This is supposed to be Ronnie, maybe, but I don't know. He's like an over-the-top Ronnie Raymond, I guess. Oh, and that white ring of not dead man's is at 35%.
Tula was the first Aqua Girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Lorena is the second one.
okay, because we were doing Aqualad, new Aqualad. Oh, okay. Yep.
It looks like she first appeared in Aquaman. No, that's not her first appearance. I must be looking at the wrong one. Huh. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll
I'd
find
say
it later.
Probably in the 2000s somewhere.
Yeah, it has to be.
But then, we get back to the Hawks and Carol battling the Predator and Hawkgirl's mother. But yeah, because Carol says the predators and any entity of love can be corrupted by its host, and the only way to release the predators is by forcing the host to feel love.
Or not, as the case becomes.
Yeah. So basically, Hawkman goes at her because he says, "Oh, I don't think you feel any kind of love," and she's like, "Why would there be any in my heart? Look at you and my daughter. What has love truly brought you over the centuries but pain?" So yeah, the Predator's fighting Hawkman.
3 splash pages.
Oh yeah, because there's that one. When they take down the Predator. But yeah, then the bones in the gateway are moving.
Yeah.
Take her. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, the mother's begging Hawkgirl for help. She's like, no, it's too late for that. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but then we get the whole white light. Carter Hall, Shira Hall, mission accomplished. Life returned. In another splash page.
Yep, exactly. Now we do get some Star Sapphire action here.
Yes.
Carol is missing Hal.
Yeah, because Hawkman says to her, "You know what true love is, Carol. You and Hal." And she says, "Hal and I won't ever have what you both do, no matter how much either of us doesn't want to admit it." But she says, "Think about where the one place on earth you both want to be together, and your hearts will take you there." And they disappear.
Mm-hmm.
The Carol's ring, I guess. Oh, look, she brings up that little hollow image of Hal.
Yeah.
Probably the same one Will has in his house.
And then it gets creepy.
Oh yeah. Well, Dove's like flying the not dead man, and then that ring powers up to 100%, and they have returned. It says.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes shooting off in a burst of white light. Then the Hawks are back at the museum. Like, haha, we're not under a curse anymore. And they're about to get some combat training. And then, not dead man, looking kind of white dead man shows up.
Then the ring says, "Oh, hey, you gotta, live.
You two must live separately to live life stronger." Yeah, because Hawkman's like, "Why are you pointing that ring at us?" He's like, "I can't control it." He's like, "What's going on?" "I don't know." The ring says, "This is part of the plan. The champion to be must be serviced above all others." And Hawkman's like, "We're not a part of anyone's plan, and we're not living life apart again. Not this time, not ever." And then the ring says, "So be it." A big flash of light, and it looks like it kind of vaporizes them.
Yeah, we got some dust left.
Turns them into white dust. Yeah, so that's how that one ends, with dead man standing over. The white powdery remains of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. So
yeah.
So
the end.
yes, yeah. So I mean, at least for the moment, we've we've moved the Hawks along.
Yep, the Hawks story is
Yeah.
well, it's
I guess
done.
I guess Dead Man did some more stuff, but it's like what's Firestorm done?
Yeah, we
Martian
haven't seen.
Manhunter? I mean, Martian Manhunter had his enemy by the throat at the end of 15. We did 16, 17, 18 with no Martian Manhunter, so
Yep. Yeah, it's
and
yeah,
Aquaman basically just preparing Aqualad for war, it's just like
yeah. I do. I really think the structure of this is frustrating, and I think that's
yes.
why. I think that's the core of why I'm not enjoying this as much as I hope to.
Can't wait to get back to the core.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we've got 6 issues left, right? So 19,
Yes.
20, 21, 22, 24, 6 issues. And before that, we get back to Green Lantern, which is we're gonna finish off. We're gonna finally finish off that new Guardians arc, or are we jumping into War of the Green Lanterns?
No, hold on. I got the schedule up. Yeah, well, next week, we're gonna do Green Lantern 60 through 62. 2 weeks, we'll wrap up this Brightest Day series, thank God. And then, the week after, we're right into the War of the Green
War of
Lanterns
the Green Lanterns. All right, cool.
for 4 weeks. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Oh yeah. Green Lanterns. Yeah. So, War of the Green Lanterns. And it's like 1, 2. War of the Green Lanterns. And then there's 2 weeks where we kind of wrap up everything before Flashpoint hits.
Gosh, what happens during Flashpoint, Phil?
Uh,
The new 52.
well, that's what leads into it. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say,
But there are 2 series. 2 series or just 1 series? The Hal Jordan 3-issue mini, right?
there's the Flashpoint Hal Jordan 3 issues, and then there's also a 3-issue Flashpoint Abin Sur, the Green Lantern. Yes.
Ah, nice. Very nice. Very cool. Oh, I did find out that Lorena Marquez first appeared in Aquaman Volume 6, number 16, back in May of 2004.
Ah, yes, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Mentioned Sub Diego. I think it's part of San
Oh
Diego.
yeah,
Or
San Diego gets sunk, and now there's like a I don't know, suburb of Atlantis now. I don't know. Something happens. I forget. I don't think I wasn't reading Aquaman at the time. Yeah, something sinks San Diego, and then all the inhabitants all of a sudden become like water breathers or something. So
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't read a lot of this stuff in a lot of years. That 2004, that was 20 years ago.
I do have holes in my Aquaman reading. So yeah.
Me too.
Too bad Lilith's not here. She used to be a big fan of Aquaman and Wonder Woman and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will be glad to have read Brightest Day, and I will be glad to be moving on to Green Lantern.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah.
Oh, now are we doing the wrap up after? Because there's the Swamp Thing. Spoilers, it's the Protector Swamp Thing. Sorry.
Oh, we don't have it on. I mean, if you want to add it to the schedule, we can. I didn't have it on the schedule.
I don't know. Let's just not. We can maybe, unless you want to.
I'm like, you're a glutton for punishment, Eric.
I am a masochist, but I don't know if I'm that much of a masochist.
No, that's all right.
I mean,
I'm skipping it.
I'm hoping that we'll get a wrap up in 24.
Yes. Yeah.
For this series, and then but
I think, sir, I'm trying to remember. I think that one was just basically just like, oh hey, let's bring Swamp Thing back. I don't think it really has. I don't think it's intricate to the main plot. So
yeah, gotcha. Okay. All righty. Well, that's cool. We're almost there, man. We've almost made it.
I know. All right.
I will say that I am looking forward to New 52 Green Lantern because I've read like the first 3 or 4 issues, I think, of it.
Mm.
So I know that Sinestro comes back as Green Lantern.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to coming back to that, and more of the Green Lanterns, of course, really good as well. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of curious for New 52 too, because I was reading the Green Lantern book and the core book and the New Guardians. I didn't get all the Red Lantern stuff, but yeah, I'm curious because I only read some of those like once maybe when they first came out. So yeah, I want to go through, especially when it's not month to month to month.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
All right. Anything else, William?
No, sir. I think we're good.
All right. So yes. So next time, yeah, like I said, we're going to cover Green Lantern 60 through 62. So we'll be back to Hal. So Will can breathe a little easier. And then in 2 weeks, we'll wrap up Brightest Day with Brightest Day 19 through 24. And then, like I said, in 3 weeks, War of the Green Lantern starts. Because part 1 will be Green Lantern Emerald Warriors 7. We'll finally get back to Emerald Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
Green Lantern 63 and 64 and Green Lantern Corps 58. And, we'll get the Emerald Warriors 7 and 8, Green Lantern 63 and 64, and Green Lantern Corps 58. So that'll be part 1.
Cool. Nice.
Yes. All right. So, yes, send us all your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Pick up all your new merchandise, t-shirts, cups, all that good stuff with the new logos. And of course, there's the random Cash App link. Random money on us. Be very generous, like Lilith demands.
Make it rain.
Treat us like we're that girl dancing her way through medical school.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where you get something different every month. And again, I'll give you a sneak peek. In July, you're going to get exclusive audio of when Lilith and I and my wife and my son go on a road trip.
Nice.
To a certain con. So yeah, so you'll get some some inside footage there. So yes, so subscribe to the Patreon. Find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Now for Mr. Will Allred, master of all the cores, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting, and many successful Kickstarter campaigns. Mr. Will, where can people find you? What's going on?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED on Facebook and Blue Sky and Instagram and Twitter and Gmail and lots of places. So reach out if you want to chat. And if you want to read the comics that I write, you can do that. You can check out Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. We are very close to sending the 5th issue to the printer, and once it is fulfilled, we'll be launching number 6. Thank you, sir. And then you can also check out Diary of Night at diaryofnight.com. And finally, you obviously have great taste because you're, listening to Phil and I go on about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. So you can find out more about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
5 inches, maybe.
He goes limp in my grip.
I hope it's going somewhere nice.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
And again, I don't know if I announced it yet.
You haven't announced that yet, yeah.
Early July, kids, we're going to have an interview, and I believe Will's joining in with Mr. Tom DeFalco, the writer and editor of many things, but especially the writer of that line.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
From a Fantastic Four Star Blast.
Should we pick that up? Be like, sir, could you explain this?
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
I'll be like, what? Like, what's the confusion? That's what I said.
They aren't even. Yeah.
am God.
All right.
And I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
I do.
I say we must end all Sector 2814 episodes the same way.
And I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
We need you to say, you of course love Kyle
Oh,
Rayner.
I of course love Kyle Rayner. Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us again. Next week, Green Lantern 60 through 62, and then in 2 weeks, we'll wrap up this debacle known as Brightest Day.
It's gonna come together, man. It's gonna do it. I'm hopeful.
I hope so.
I'll go get a blue ring. I'll go get a blue ring.
Oh, nice. We'll see if it glows or not.
Yeah.
We are scale. On a scale of blue rings, huh? All right, kids. Come back next time. And remember, you kids be good to be in that backseat or I'll turn this car around or destroy the universe. Good night.